Hey everyone, how's it going? I just got home today and had a lovely package waiting on me. I been waiting on this one for about 2 weeks now. It got lost in the mail. I had another package lost in the mail as well. I don't know what has been going on with the mail service lately, but that's neither here nor there. We're here to talk about what I got today, and I'm pretty excited about it. I have a new shelter set up for going hiking, camping, backpacking, end of the world, zombie apocalypse, whatever the case might be. So I've done a lot of research and I've looked into a lot of different things, and there is some awesome stuff out there. Don't get me wrong, there's all sorts of awesome ultra lightweight gear out there, but a lot of it is outside of my budget range. Now, there are Dyneema tents that weigh 15 ounces. There's, really good stuff, but it's super expensive. And for the average person, the average family man like myself, it's hard to justify a $600 tent for just me. If I was buying a family tent for $600, that would be a little bit more understandable. But, a tent just for me at $600, that's not really fair to the family, if you ask me. So I was looking around and I came across Six Moons Design. Now, Six Moon Design, they are a smaller company. They're not something you're going to find at your local Academy or Bass Pro Shop. They make really good gear. It's very well priced when you look at the other cottage industries, the other cottage companies. It's high quality gear at a very affordable price. So that's who I went with this. I decided I wanted to try something different. I like bivvy camping. I like one person tents. I like having a little bit of room to kind of spread out, but at the same time, I like having a real small footprint. I like being able to almost hide in the woods if I need to, or stealth in the woods. So, I really like, I like that about my shelters. I also really like, I want to be lightweight. I want to be relatively fast. I want something that can have multiple purposes. And that's where this system comes in. Now, this is a multi-part system. So I got everything in here came from Six Moons Design. So you can go do the one-stop shop there if you want. What I got was the Six Moon Design ground sheet. This is basically a piece of Tyvek type material. You can hear it's noisy, but if you wash this and your washer on the gentle cycle and then don't dry it, let it air dry, it'll take all of that crinkle out. But this stuff is extremely tough. It'll protect the bottom of your tent, or you can lay it out by itself. It's really good, tough material. So I got the Tyvek ground sheet. I got the Serenity net tent. By Six Moons Design. This right here tells you about it. This is how it comes packaged. And then to go with the Serenity net tent, I got the Gatewood Cape. Now, the Gatewood Cape is a specialized piece of equipment. The Gatewood Cape can be used as your rain protection, as a poncho, or actually it's more of a cape than a poncho, or it can be your shelter. And I really liked how it has the multi-purpose use. So, and it fits in its own pouch. This is it. This is its own thing. Inside, You've got your instructions on how to set it up. Piece of patch material. Okay. This is pretty straightforward instructions. You lay it out, put your first stake in and the front left. I'm sorry, what would be the front, your front right, then your front left, and then the rear center, and then your tracking pole, and boom, you're good to go. So super easy. I really don't think I'll have any problems figuring that out. But yeah, so this is a ultra lightweight, folds in on itself. This is your rain protection. This is your shelter, and it utilizes this awesome little custom color-coded harness inside here, and that is how it hangs for your shelter. All you got to do is pop a couple of these out of the way, and then you can wear this as your rain protection, your rain suit. So now it is a little bit long, but it has ties where you pull this up inside and you tie it up on the inside so it doesn't drag. Now when you get this, it will need to be seam sealed either by you or by Six Moon. They will do the seam sealing for you for a fee. This one has been seam sealed by them, so I won't have to. So this is ready to go. Boom, I can put this on right now and go out in the rain, and I'm good. I can set this up right now as my shelter, and I'm good. And that's what we're about to do. We're gonna set this up, and then we're going to put the tent inside of it. And we'll use the Tyvek ground cover. Also, I almost forgot, I also got stakes from Six Moon. This should be enough. It's 6 stakes. That's what this calls for to put up, a minimum of 6. So let's set this dude up for the first time and see just how quick and how easy it is. I'm really looking forward to it. I really like this out of the box. I think it's an extremely smart idea. I'll have to get it out in the field and actually test it and see if I love it as much as I do the idea of it. But I absolutely love the idea of this piece of equipment. So let me get this off, and we'll start staking her out and see what happens. I took the harness and took it apart so that I could wear it. Now I'm going to just reclip these two. I quit. There we go. All right. Go ahead and take my stakes out of the bag. Stake number 1 in that corner. Stake number 2 in that one. Stake 3 in the back center. Then use your trekking pole. You'll come up through the inside make for sure you don't catch the end of your trekking pole on the inside. Run the end of your trekking pole through the harness. There we go. She might be a little too tight. Oh yeah, this one is next. Don't worry, I'll give you close-ups of all of the stuff I'm doing here in just a minute. Boom. That's it. That was first time setting it up in real time. It was super easy. I did have to make some adjustments. You have to do that with any tent though that you set up. But that was super quick. So if it's not raining, you can leave this open for more ventilation. If it is raining, you just simply close this up. Lock it down right there. Boom. You're now waterproof. Door. Let's see. Gotta rehook this. There we go. Unzip. Got a toggle here to hold your door open. There you go. That is your shelter. And the pouch that it folds up into becomes a pocket that you can store gear in inside. All right, let's throw the net tent in and hopefully it'll go just as fast. I haven't ever set up the net tent before either, so hopefully it'll be just as easy. Because that was quick. I mean, that was easy for that shelter. Okay, the net tent, and then it has instructions and some guy wire or some rope for guy lines and instructions. Let's see. Okay, this says that to use inside another shelter, which you can set this up by itself. So if it's not going to rain or you don't want the cover, you can just set this up by itself and not have the cover over it, and then you get to look at the stars at night. It's basically, call it a bug bivvy tent. So the instructions say, door facing vestibule, attach the corner guy hooks, D-ring. Okay. Looks relatively simple. Once again, Hopefully it is as easy as it looks. So we'll put our Tyvek ground sheet down. And like I said, if you wash this, it'll get rid of all of that crinkle and it will not be loud. Before, everyone in the ultralight community was using polycro for your ground sheets. This was the #1 ground sheet material. Polycro is lighter and it does pack smaller, so most people have moved on to it for an ultralight. But man, this stuff is tough and it is bomb proof and it will last you forever. Like I said, just wash it, knock the crinkle off of it, and it's golden. Okay, so here is the Serenity net tent. Okay. There is a hook, a little D-ring on the top here, and a hook on the top of the net tent. So you just connect the mitten hook to that, and that holds it up. Your sides have mitten hooks and elastic. This looks like it's going to be super simple too. All you're having to do is go around and just connect it to the corners with the elastic. This is super quick and easy as well. You do have to get down on the ground to reach underneath, but it's really not that bad. There you go. It's set up as well. That quick and easy. Zipper works really well on it. You've now got your shelter set up. That's it. Let me take you and I'll show you the stuff I was doing in a more close-up, and then I'll take you inside. We'll go from there. Here is the harness I was telling you about. It's color coded, so you can take it all the way out if you need to. Just be careful with the tip. Whenever you put your tip through, you don't want to catch it on anything. This stuff is pretty thin. So, I mean, it's tough and robust, but no reason to wear it out if you don't have to, and just be careful. And if you look, right here is the D-ring and the mitten hook for the Serenity, and that's how you connect that. Run this guy line down, and this right here is another thing that's pretty ingenious. They just used to press it. Slide back and forth on this line to adjust the tension. I mean, that's pretty smart. Super simple way of doing things. Smart and easy. Man, you gotta love that. So the door unzips. You've got toggles and elastic. Here, you've got the Serenity net just connected straight to the corners. Corners come out and are guide out to the stakes. You do have different loops that you can connect to here, here, and here to give you more flexibility depending on where you're set up. Simple guy out in the back here as well. Same all the way around. You've just got your stakes, your loops, and there's another one of the mitten hooks for the net tent. Now you've got pull-outs here on the side. You can pull this out and bring it out to your other trekking pole to give you more room. And that'll give you more head or foot room, depending. This is what it is on the inside. It's pretty nice. Now you have a double wall shelter, which should really help with condensation. And that's the 6 Moon Design Serenity with the 6 Moon Design Gatewood Cape. This one is green, but they do offer it in gray as well. So if you wanted a different color, you could. Man, this is really cool. Super simple, really cool. Now you got a tie out down here, and that'll pull tight back there. So this is what it looks like inside. I'll go ahead and zip this in. You can see you've got pretty decent vestibule area. Yeah, I'll go get my mat, and I'll put my mat in here and show you what it looks like fully kitted up. Okay, so here we are with a NeoAir X-Therm and an inflatable pillow, and then just my Army lightweight sleeping bag. My quilt is actually being cleaned right now, so I just grabbed a sleeping bag to show you what it looks like. I'm gonna lay in and see what it's like room-wise, and then I may attach the guy out and pull the guy out around my head if I need to. I'm laying down flat with my head on my pillow, and I've got just barely, I don't know, 2-3 inches between the net and my head. If I set up, my head brushes against the net, but it's not bad. And if I pull that out, I shouldn't hit my head. So I might see about that. Got enough room. Roll over either side. It's not super spacious, but it is a nice lightweight single person shelter, double wall single person shelter. My feet are touching the net, but I'm not touching the outer wall. So as long as I'm not touching that outer wall, I should be good from condensation. You could always pull out either your foot end or your head end, whichever one that you want. I'd probably pull out the head end just to give me a little bit more room here. It's not bad. The netting is close. I mean, it's kind of tight, but man, I don't mind it. I really don't mind it. I'm the type that I really don't hang out in my tent other than to sleep. So, I mean, if I had to wait out a storm, I can set up on one elbow. I'm fine. I can set straight up in the middle. I'm fine. I can set end style, cross-legged in the middle. I'm totally comfortable. I can spin around, hang my feet outside, set up in the middle, and I'm comfortable. The piece of Tyvek that they give you is almost perfect for this. I don't know if it was actually cut for this or not, but you can see It comes out just enough in the front to give you a little bit of dry space to store your goodies out here in your vestibule. And it covers perfectly on the back corner. I mean, that's just about a perfect fit. The craftsmanship, I don't see a single thread out of place. Everything looks good. I'm gonna go ahead and pull the guy line out on the head and see what that looks like. So I attached the string here, ran it up around my trekking pole and then down. It did come with that string, so all you'd have to add is one extra stake, which puts you at a total of 7 stakes. And now you can see just how much of a difference that opened up. So you're way further away from ever bumping the outside if you did get in contact with it. I have seen people online who have created a hack. If you see this tab is actually made for where you're wearing it in cape/poncho mode to keep it from dragging. I've seen people who have attached netting here to pull up to that, so it pulls the netting even further. But you can see just how much more room you have between the net and the tent when you use that pull out. So that is what it looks like when you use the head end pull out from the outside. You can see how creating that loop and being able to pull this up would really help. That might be something I do later. I'm going to test it this way first and just see if it works for me. Here we are laying down. The net is right at my head. It's not enough to bother me. I would be able to sleep with it like that. But you can see how if you create that little loop that people do, it makes a huge difference. But I might do that later. Foot end the same way. I might go get another guy out and go ahead and pull this out. I won't have anything to connect to it, so I'd have to get a stick or something, since I would be using my 2 trekking poles already, one here and then one on the outside. But I got a little bit of room for some gear inside here with me, and then I've got the good size vestibule for everything else. So the slight bumping of the net on my forehead's not going to be enough to bother me. Once I go to sleep, that won't wake me up. Now, the only problem is, would a mosquito or something be able to bite me through it? Maybe, but I don't think I'm pressing hard enough. I mean, it would be so minor. I don't think it would be an issue. So there you go. That is the Serenity net tent and the Gatewood Cape. I'm going to sleep out here tonight doing a backyard test before I take it out into the real world. So we'll see you guys later tonight. I'll come out here when it's bedtime. I'll crash out, and then we'll see how I feel about it in the morning. So we'll see you then. Okay, made a couple of quick changes. I switched my head end to down there. It's just easier to set down and lay back than it is to set down and try to kick my legs up and then kick my legs out. So that's now my head end. I've still got this foot end tied out with the guy wire that they send with you. And then I had a spare guy wire that I attached to this end. Just ran it around a stick that I found out in the yard and another stake. So with this setup, I am now at 8 stakes and an extra guy wire than what comes with it. There she is. I'll see you guys later tonight. Well, good morning, everybody. I survived the night in the Gatewood Cape and Serenity net tent. It ended up getting quite quite a bit colder than they said it was going to. So it was pretty chilly part of the night. But that had nothing to do with the Gatewood or the net tent. That was just my poor choice in bedding. But anyway, wanted to show you that it's kind of hard to see, but there is some condensation here on the top that had turned into frost. None of it ever got on me or dripped on me, but the very top here does have condensation where the net tent met the Gatewood. It was not enough to drip on me. It was not enough for any problems, but there is some there. Other than that, everything was fine. The flooring is pretty slick with my mat. That Xtherm mat just slid around all night. Anytime I would toss and turn, it would move. So I will probably need to put some something on the bottom of the flooring to keep from sliding around, but it's not an issue. Trying to think of anything and everything that happened with it. The netting never got in my face, never bothered me. I went to sleep with no issues, had no problems. I'm still just really impressed with this design. I think it's really neat. I think it's an extremely smart design. I think it's really versatile. How many different ways you can set this up. You know, if it's going to be a trip where there's no bugs, leave the net at home if you want. If it's a trip where there's only a slight chance of rain, you know, you could leave your rain gear at home and just take the cape. If there's a chance of, you know, weather, bring both. But just the fact that you can Lego it, you know, one piece here, one piece there, this piece, that piece, and you have something different every time. I just think it's really neat. I think it's an extremely smart design. I had no problem sleeping. I think I would have all the room I needed. My bag, by the time you get your sleeping pad, your quilt, or, you know, sleeping bag or whatever, by the time you get all of that put in there, your backpack's pretty much empty. You know, some spare clothes and your cook kit and your food, that's it. So I think you've got more than enough room with that. So yeah, really like it. I think it's an extremely versatile, neat piece of kit. I'll take you around to the side, show you. It did end up getting frosty last night. The weatherman said it should only get down to about 40. Well, it obviously got below 40. So you can see the frost on it. Anyway, that is my initial review of the Gatewood Cape and the Serenity net tent. I think it's really neat. I like it. Next, we'll be actually taking it on a trip into the woods instead of just a backyard trip. And hopefully I'll get that video out of actual in-field use with it instead of just backyard use, and give you guys a follow-up review. Anyway, I don't think you could go wrong with it. I think that it's got certain limitations, but I also think it's also a really good piece of kit. So anyway, thank you guys. I hope you enjoyed. Patreon, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. But yeah, there we go, the Gatewood Cape and Serenity net tent. Hope you enjoyed.